Of all the trends that streaming has unleashed upon us, the rise of celebrity documentaries might just be the most fascinating and the most revealing. Once upon a time, the world's biggest stars would open up through glossy magazine features or carefully written biographies. But now, thanks to the era of streaming, we get front-row seats as icons unpack their lives, emotions, and legacies on camera. From Michael Jordan to Pamela Anderson, David Beckham, Selena Gomez, Jennifer Lopez, and even Sylvester Stallone, everyone's telling their story their way. And now it's Martin Scorsese's turn. Rebecca Miller's new Apple TV Plus series, Mr. Scorsese, takes us deep inside the mind and world of one of cinema's greatest living directors. This isn't your average documentary. It's a 5-hour, 5-part reflection on a man whose life and work helped define modern American filmmaking, and whose faith, fury, and artistry continue to shape cinema to this day. We see Scorsese like never before. The Bronx-born kid with asthma, confined to his apartment, who fell in love with movies because they were the only air-conditioned escape he had. That illness, as he jokes, may have literally saved his life, giving him the vantage point that would one day define his signature high-angle shots. As he says, the streets below were rough, violent, and filled with mobsters, but the world inside the movie theater? That was his church. The series traces Scorsese's remarkable journey, from those early days of dreaming behind closed windows to his rise as one of the greatest directors of all time. And along the way, we hear from some of the most influential figures in film: Robert De Niro, Steven Spielberg, Leonardo DiCaprio, Daniel Day-Lewis, Thelma Schoonmaker, and more, all paying tribute to a man whose vision changed their lives. What makes Mr. Scorsese stand out isn't just the star-studded lineup or the behind-the-scenes footage. It's how personal it feels. We see Scorsese with his lifelong friends, reminiscing about their early days in New York. We watch him laugh, reflect, and even question his own faith, a theme that's followed him from Mean Streets to The Last Temptation of Christ. But perhaps the most touching moments come from his daughters. They speak with honesty about what it was like growing up with a father who was often absent, deeply driven, and sometimes angry, yet always loving in his own way. One daughter describes him as a lighthouse. When he's working, his light is bright and guiding. But when he's not there, you feel that absence deeply. It's rare to see Scorsese so candid, but Mr. Scorsese isn't trying to expose him. It's trying to understand him. Miller doesn't dig for gossip or dwell on his 5 marriages or past demons. Instead, she lets Scorsese tell his story through his art, the only language he's ever truly needed. From Taxi Driver to Raging Bull, the king of comedy, The Departed, and beyond, the documentary traces not just his filmography but the evolution of American cinema itself. Every clip, every conversation feels like a love letter to movies, and to the man who's been obsessed with them his entire life. There are moments of humor too, like the charming archival footage of Scorsese's mother, Catherine, making her famous meatballs while chatting about her son's career. It's those small human details that remind us that behind the legend is a kid from the Lower East Side who just never stopped looking at the world through the lens of a camera. In the end, Mr. Scorsese doesn't separate the man from his movies, because as this series makes clear, there is no separation. Martin Scorsese is his work. His faith, his fear, his fury, and his filmmaking, they're all one and the same. So, if you love cinema, not just watching it but understanding what makes it tick, this is a must-watch. Mr. Scorsese isn't just a documentary. It's a masterclass, a confession, and a celebration of a man who helped define what it means to make movies with soul. Because as Scorsese himself might say, life, like film, is all about what you choose to keep in the frame.